Another type of voting system is using the Borda method. With the Borda method, you are giving a ranking. You rank your items, and then you assign points to the rankings. So, for instance, let's say that I was asked to rank my top in order, I guess, from my favorite to least favorite choices of pop. Okay, so we've got Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, and root beer. Okay, so for instance, if I were to say that Dr. Pepper is my first, root beer is my second, Coke's my third, and Pepsi is my fourth. So I'm going to say then, using the Borda method, that Dr. Pepper gets 4 points, root beer gets 3, Coke gets 2, and Pepsi gets 1 point. So then this is just my ranking. So then I would add up other people's rankings and figure out who wins from that. Okay, so let's say this is my ranking. And then I have my sister Sarah. Well, first starter, Sarah would say pop's bad for you and you shouldn't drink it. She's a nurse. But she would probably go, we'll just change it up here. Coke as first, so Coke would get another 4 points. Then she'd probably go with the root beer with 3 points. Dr. Pepper with 2 points. Pepsi with 1 point. Then I've got my brother John. John for sure is a Dr. Pepper drinker. No doubt about that. He'd go with 4 points to Dr. Pepper. Then he and I are a lot alike, so he'd go with 3 points to root beer, 2 points for Coke, 1 point for Pepsi. So with those 3 ranking systems, we could see who won based on how many points they got. So looking at this, we're going to give a grand total. Coke had 8 points. Pepsi had 3. Dr. Pepper had 10. And root beer had 9 points. So what we would say is that based on this ranking system, Dr. Pepper was our clear winner. Now, if you were to have this where there are a couple, we were close that root beer could have actually pulled it out in front of Dr. Pepper. Okay, so it just kind of depends on what you're looking at. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example here. I had 8 people rank in order here. I'm going to list it with the greater than signs like we did with pairwise. 8 people ranked A as their first choice, then B, then C, then D. Then we had 5 people rank B, then C, then D, then A. We had 6 people rank C first, then B, then D, then A. 7 people rank D as their number one choice, then B, then C, then A. So what I want you to do is I want you to go through, it's probably easier if you just do the ranking system with 4 points, 3 points, 2 points, 1 point. Go ahead and figure out which choice, A, B, C, or D, won. Okay, so looking at this, I'm going to actually kind of set this up with a little bit of an equation. So I had 8 people rank A as their number one choice. So I'm going to give them 4 points. Okay, whenever I see the A, it's going to be in blue. I had 8 people rank B as their second choice, so B is going to be in green. C will be in red. And D we'll just put in black. Okay, so I'm going to do this throughout until I get through all the different rankings here. Then what's going to happen is I'm going to add all of these together. So all of the blues will get added together, all of the greens, the reds, etc., etc. Okay. So I had 5 people. I'm going to go ahead and just go with the D's all the way across. See, this way I'm setting up my algorithm and my mathematics a little bit easier so I don't have to necessarily tally it. Which in my eyes is a lot easier. And then we get a true, accurate picture. Just works out for everyone. All right, so looking at this, my A, I have 8 times 4 plus 5 times 1 plus 6 times 1 plus 7 times 1. I'm going to go ahead and plug this right into the calculator to see what I get. And they get 50 points for A. I'm going to go ahead and calculate B. Like I said, in my eyes, this is easier with the quick equation. And I get 83. For choice C, I get 69 points. And now on to choice D. Which is a grand total of 58. So based on the Borda method, I can see here that my clear winner was choice B. Okay, so it went B in first, C in second, D in third, A in fourth.